times to no avail. On the 22nd, she asks, "Hi, how's Jiaqing doing?" No reply, so she comes back the following day. "Can you send me some pictures of Jiaqing?" Still, no response from Famita, just completely ignoring this shit. So then later that day, 8 hours later, she says, "Hi, I'm so worried. Can you reply to my message?" To which Famita finally sighs, rolls her eyes, and then sends her some pictures.
How I wanted to start the stream.
She called me and said JC died while she was watching him. I was shocked. He was healthy.
Famita claimed that he was taken to a dog park and loved it, and now he's just settling down, making it all a home. And sent some more pictures later on where JC appeared pretty dirty, which is something that Lee picked up on as well, saying, "Did he play in the mud? He's all dirty from head to toe. How does he do with his meals every day?" And then follows up by saying, "My friend will be in your area on Wednesday. Can you bring Jiaqing out to meet my friend that day?" Because it's pretty clear she's starting to get a little concerned now too, because Famita's terrible with communication. She's not answering any of the questions at all. And now she has these photos of Jiaqing looking very off and very, like, dirty for some reason. So she wanted to have one of her friends go and check on JC to ensure everything was all right. Again, she knew nothing about Famita's history. For all she knew, this was just a normal pet sitter who does this often, just routinely, and that JC was going to be getting the best care because this is someone who does it professionally. She is getting paid to pet sit through this service, which strangely she skirted the rules of because she's a fucking menace, just a greedy menace. But again, she didn't know anything about Famita here, but she was starting to get a bad vibe, clearly, as is evident from the text messages, and wanted JC's safety to be confirmed by a friend. Which is completely understandable given how unreachable Famita was for the duration of this. And when she did reply, it was just like the shortest, most useless replies. Like, "I have been leaving the food and water out for him all day." So is he eating and drinking the food and water that you're supposedly leaving out for him all day? Like, she is not actually engaging with these questions. She reluctantly sends pictures after being pressed numerous times, and the pictures are concerning. So it's very understandable that she was starting to get like a bad hunch about Famita watching her dog, and unfortunately, her worst nightmares did come true.
Happy dog when I left. There were things that didn't feel right. I asked for photos and updates, but she didn't answer for a long time. We told her friend could visit JC. She ignored the message.
Ooh, I don't
The
like
pet
this
hospital
at
told
all.
us he did not look like he passed away that same day. That was when everything hit us, and we began questioning what really happened. And everyone showing compassion and helping us. Your kindness means the
Poor
world to
puppy.
me. We just want justice for JC.
Yeah, when they got JC's body to the vet, it was abundantly clear that he was dead. The corpse was rotting, and according to them, the nurse was the one that told us this first. She's like, "They say your dog died this morning. There's no way how his body is conditioned." JC was apparently already decomposing and showed signs of muscle atrophy at the end of his 10-day stay with Famita, according to the autopsy report. It's fucking obvious that JC didn't just randomly die that morning or anything like that. Just this claim of, "Oh, I don't know what went wrong. 1 second, everything was great. We were going to the parks and stuff. We were having such a hoot and a holler here. He was on like a doggy vacation. He was just really loving every second of it. And then this morning, he's just right to Valhalla. Can you believe it? Anyway, here's his body in this trash bag in this suitcase. Don't worry about his collar. We don't know where that is."
As soon as he got into the care of this woman and her boyfriend, Dimitri. This is Famita and Dimitri. They live in Midtown West, and they used to post broker listings online to watch people's dogs for money. Famita only answered, "It's raining," and he went to the dog park. JC's owner attempted to have one of her friends intervene and asked if Wednesday the dog could meet her friend. Famita completely ignored that, and then Saturday at 11 a.m. sent this update about how great the dog was doing, Saturday, March 29th.
This message from Famita is very uncharacteristic because before this, she was basically giving like 1, maybe 2 sentence replies, if that, if she was fully pressed, and she's borderline illiterate. So for her to just randomly send this big update, to me, immediately feels like her trying to set the groundwork for some kind of story about why JC is either dead or missing.
What the?
So she said, wanted to give an update. Jiaqing made it home and loves the bed and the couch. He made it his. He's been going to the dog park at least 2 to 3 times a week. We took him last night because the weather was great and he played for 2 hours. I've been taking him with me to run errands, especially morning coffee runs, and he seems to really enjoy it. Today we plan on taking him with us for a Central Park walk. Overall, he's getting plenty of exercise and doing excellent. Wow, what a cheerful update. Man, JC's loving it. And out of nowhere, too, because you really didn't want to talk or go into detail about anything you were doing with JC until randomly the day before the owner's coming back. How interesting. And I feel like her mentioning, we've got a big plan to go to Central Park, is her just getting ready to be like,
his Broly
we
figure
lost him
right
at
there.
Central Park, or a kidnapper took him, we don't know what happened to him. And they
gotta
stole
have
his collar
something
right
fun
off of him.
here.
What the fuck? We can't believe it. We're as heartbroken as you are. JC was like a son to us too. We can't believe it. That's what I think this was. I think that's what Fumita was attempting to do with that message there.
When JC's mother dropped the dog off, she dropped it off at 561 10th Avenue, Fumita's apartment. Located right behind 561 10th Avenue is a veterinary clinic, Pure Paws Veterinary. Fumita insisted that they meet at this vet down in Chelsea. Now, if you're not from New York City, this is a long distance. It's only about a mile, but to get from here to here without a car, which they Ubered, is quite a trek.
Yeah, that is completely nonsensical. They would have known that there was an animal hospital much closer, because in order to even find that one, they would have had to look it up, meaning the one right next to them would have popped up beforehand, but they chose to go to the further one. How peculiar, how very odd and quirky.
Their dog's red collar with identifying information had been removed. This is JC's mom asking Fumita where the collar is the day after they found him dead. Fumita waited 2 weeks before replying and saying, "Hey, I'm just now seeing this. We don't have the collar." Why would you remove and discard a dead dog's collar, put it in a trash bag, stuff it in luggage, and take it blocks away from your house? Here's what I think happened. I think the dog died from neglect in their care. I think they packed it up in the suitcase in the trash bag and removed its collar so nobody could identify it, had planned to dump it,
How
and
do
then at the
you
last
have a
moment
dog
realized
die
maybe it has a
from
microchip.
neglect like
Do
that?
not trust these sick fucks with your dog.
I agree with that analysis. For the most part, the one thing I disagree with is that they were smart enough to even think about a microchip. They couldn't spell that word. There's no doubt in my mind that that is not something that they thought of. The reason I think they weren't able to dump the dog's body in time is because just like how they most likely forgot to take care of it, feed it, give it water across these 10 days, they probably also just forgot to get rid of the body. And then it was too late, so Fumita had called her to let her know that the dog was dead. That's what I believe happened here. I think she forgot to actually care for this dog because she is busy making, I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of TikToks every single day and going on these like food journeys and shit that I think she probably just was never even home to even think to leave out food and water for JC. So I do fully believe that it was neglect. I don't think there's any world where JC randomly passed away. Again, the evidence of that comes from the actual autopsy report where he was already starting to decompose and showing signs of muscle atrophy. There is just no world where he actually died that day. It would have happened days prior due to the absurd amount of neglect here, where he just wasn't being cared for. It's fucking horrific. That's what I believe happened. That is entirely Fumita's fault. And I'm very curious how many other pets in her care have maybe met a similar end, or like maybe she did like, you know, lose them or something. Like it makes me really worried for all the other pet owners that unfortunately did business with Fumita and her boyfriend. It's fucking terrifying, and it's heartbreaking that this happened here to this woman and her beloved husky. Fumita did post a response to all of it, no doubt with a large dollop of ChatGPT assisting her. Everything that was going on, a piece of it was that food drama that was where she apparently like scammed someone named Chef Papa, and then like that was a whole separate thing, a different can of worms that I'm not even going to get into, and then goes into the JC stuff, saying earlier this year she cared for a husky named JC. On the last morning of his stay, I woke up, found he was unresponsive, devastated. It happened while he was in my care. I know nothing I can say can take away his family's pain. Contacted his owner immediately, tried to get him to a vet, but the owners chose to handle any further testing and veterinary decisions themselves. I transported him the only way I had available at the moment, not out of disrespect, but because this was an urgent and unexpected situation and did not know how else to move JC safely and quickly. What? Pardon? Excuse me? I'm about to have like a Porky Pig moment trying to even wrap my head around this. Wow. Like, what do you mean? No one would think to get a trash bag and then put that trash bag in a fucking suitcase. If this actually did just happen, most normal people's instincts would be to just pick up the dog, like the body, and put it in the vehicle. And even if that wasn't something, there's still plenty of other carrying apparatuses that exist. Like, this is so nonsensical. I've been informed that the necropsy and toxicology testing did not find evidence that JC had been poisoned or deliberately abused. I would never harm any animal, and I'm deeply sorry that his family is going through this loss, and I'm also sorry for the distress that people who have seen the video and posts online have felt. And no one's claiming that she poisoned or, like, beat the dog or anything like that, deliberately abused it. The claim, and what I believe is accurate, is that the dog was neglected and passed away from the neglect, not getting food and water and being taken care of. Not that he had been deliberately killed by Fumita, but just because she...
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I don't want to hear anymore. I don't want to hear anymore. It's just a lot. Oh, come. I haven't seen it, so I don't want to watch them. Let's see, more weird news you missed while being normal.
Out of jokes. I won't lie, it did hurt.
Fun.
Beep, 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 beep. Hi there, hello to everyone who celebrates. You know what's weird? Star-nosed moles. Why are they that, you know? That's something to think about for sure. Also weird are these stories I'm gonna talk about today. Here we go! A strong man pulled a car with his privates while he was on fire. Holy crap, they gave me a Pulitzer Prize for just covering that? That's how people get these? I'm honored, and frankly, I deserve this. So this guy pulled a police car 131 feet using his manhood, which is a brilliant way to save money. Those tow trucks will cost you an arm and a leg. This'll just cost you your third one. So the puller man, as I'm referring to him as... for some reason, his name is John Stevenson, and he says that he likes to set challenges for himself, and that he's a martial arts specialist. But I don't know, I don't see a license or certificate, so I can't confirm that part. Maybe this might be a martial art that he developed himself. Oh my god, there goes John Stevenson, the founding father of Hung Fu, and Taekwondo, and Krav Maga, and penis karate. I ran out of jokes. I won't lie, it did hurt quite a bit, he said. But my mind was focused on being on fire, and I just plowed on and pulled it for around 40 meters. I'm just gonna say it, there's no way he's not, like, into this a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't look at a cop car and go, oh, now there's something I could dong tow while on fire, unless you weirdly really want to do that. He did have a great cover for this weird thing that he did, though. He said it was to raise awareness for prostate cancer and bullying, which is a foolproof way to accomplish that. What else could come to mind? Oh my god, that guy's on fire and he's got a cop car attached to his junk, but he's still making his way towards his destination one step at a time. I should visit my doctor and stop picking on people. Montreal warns vigilante pavers to stop patching potholes. Hey, that's where I live. Two things you can count on if you come visit Montreal: potholes and traffic cones. They're everywhere. Our roads have never been able to handle Canadian weather, and now it's worse than ever. And also, the construction industry is run by the mafia, so there are always 10,000 interminable ongoing projects and street closures at...
Somebody said, that is you want... What does that even mean? That is you want...
at any given time. But we have poutine, so you know, you win some, you lose some. The pothole problem has gotten so bad that we now have vigilantes taking matters into their own hands and filling the potholes, which sounds like a good idea, except those are what we eat our poutine out of. Again, you win some, you lose some. But seriously, Montreal really does have a lot of potholes. Here are some pictures of potholes. Look at these things. How are people supposed to tow their cars with their testicles over that? My street has a ton of potholes, and I can attest to the fact that when the city finally gets around to patching them, that patchwork lasts about 2 weeks. So this was kind of inevitable that this vigilante thing would happen. You forced our hand, Montreal. The people have risen and created our own Batman, but like a small-scale municipal Batman.
The city is safe. I filled that pothole with tar and asphalt.
Batman, the Joker, he has a bomb and he's gonna blow up the city hall.
Oh, wow. Somebody should stop him.
You? Maybe it's you that stop him.
Actually, I'm much more about like community gardens and stuff. I did patch some pretty big potholes around City Hall last week.
Okay, great. So you made this escape route a much smoother drive. Okay, thank you, Batman.
You're welcome, citizen. I'm gonna go be a crossing guard for a little bit now.
Tabarnak. That's a swear word in French. The city of Montreal seems pretty pissed about this, though. You have to have a bid. You have to quote and specify what materials you're going to use. Yeah, heroes, stop quickly helping people. You can't help people until we've made a spreadsheet about it and had 3 separate Zoom calls with 25 people on, 24 of which are just sitting staring at the screen muted and not contributing anything. That's how helping works around here. Omaha Bar is not a barbershop, State Barber Board tells a bar named Barbershop. Whew. Try and say that 10 times fast. I could barely say it one time slow. That took me 19 takes. Omar Bar, Omar Bar, Omar Bar, Omaha Bar, Omaha Bar, Omaha Harbor Barbershop. Full disclosure, the only reason I picked this story was for the headline. Let me read the article real quick. Give me a second. Okay, I gotta sign up for access. Gotta pay to read the full thing. Oh, they got a newsletter. I guess. Do you accept cookies, or what? Do you want to see what the cookies are? I should know what cookies they're taking.
3 hours later.
The end. Okay, so it seems that a bar had the word barbershop in their name, and the Nebraska Board of Barber Examiners said they can't do that, that's a board that exists and is not a joke that I made up. They said that it's not legal to use the word barbershop if you are not a barbershop, and only they could decide who's a barbershop or not. And you're not allowed to use the barber pole either. That's not a joke either. That's one of the things listed in the lawsuit. And that might sound like the tiniest and most specific power trip in the world, but look at this pole. That's a good pole. Can't just let people go around having poles like this willy-nilly. That's a good pole. You could tow a car with a pole like that. I'm on the side of the barber board bigwigs. They'd probably hate being called bigwigs, actually, though. I'm just asking for a lawsuit calling
a lot of
that.
bees.
Police check on a 91-year-old woman and found her playing video games in her bedroom. Can you adopt grandmas? Is that a thing? Because I'm always looking for more grandmas to add to my grandma roster, and I'd love to know if I could do it legally. I've been doing it super sketchily, but I think all grandma fight clubs do start that way. I would just like to make it legit. So basically in this town, elderly people have this program where the city or possibly Batman calls you to make sure you're okay.
Beatrice, I'm just calling to see how you're doing. Wonderful. And how's your granddaughter? How is she?
So this lady didn't pick up the phone, so they sent the police over and found her playing a video game, and so they shot her. Puzzled look, and then she said she was trying to beat her high score. And what was the video game she was playing? Well, this is crazy. The article doesn't say. Come on, man. You are burying the lead. Was it Pac-Man? Was it Dark Souls? Was it Just Dance the Black Peas Experience? How fergalicious was this granny? For now, I feel like if we're using the power of deduction, I should be the bearer of bad news. The fact that they didn't tell us the video game means it was probably some regular old person game like Solitaire or Candy Crush. Best case scenario, it was
I hope it was not King. Very much.
Nude. Oh. Yeah, thanks. It's kind of bittersweet, you know. Sometimes in this line of work, you got to report on stories that, you wish weren't true. Empty Waymos circle cul-de-sac for hours with no passengers. They said the future would have flying cars and jetpacks, which would have been awesome and practical. Instead, we have low IQ cars self-driving around in circles over potholes filled by vigilantes. So these cars are just self-driving themselves, spinning around the neighborhood. Why? Well, maybe Waymo's trying to game their stats so they can say they've gone X number of miles without an accident. It's probably that, but maybe it's something funny instead. It could be. Like maybe the Waymos are looking at some quality suburban real estate. Maybe the Waymos are practicing to be parade floats. Maybe they're casing the neighborhood for some kind of heist. Help! Police! A car stole my car! This is obviously a nightmare for the people who live in this neighborhood. Look at this video. That's just awful. The only time I would want to see 50 vehicles zooming past my house like that is if they were ice cream trucks. That may sound wholesome, but what I didn't tell you is that in this hypothetical, I own an ice cream truck business and they're doing a kind of memoriam parade salute thing because I died. Because I got run over by a Waymo. The people in this neighborhood did fight back because one of the things that Waymos are programmed to try and do is to not run over people. They decided to put that feature in there, which I think is a good idea. So these people put one of these little plastic children in front of their cul-de-sac to block the Waymos, and that led to this. And that stopped them from driving around because Waymos can't be within 50 feet of school children. And if a Waymo moves into a new neighborhood, they need to inform everyone that they're on a list. But now the Waymos are just clogged up outside their neighborhood. They can't get in or out. Anyway, do you guys like when videos have abrupt end? Hey, Disembodied Head here. Thanks for watching that video.
Do like.
If you want more stuff, you can subscribe to the channel or join us over on Patreon, where nothing weird is happening at all.
The National Mall is being evacuated right now.
Wait, somebody hates
Not
Zelda 2?
I won't lie, it did hurt quite a bit, he said. But my
Why did you not like Zelda 2?
I don't know if I have a skill to beat this game. This has totally destroyed my confidence. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Hey, I'm Friedrich, and I've beaten every mainline Zelda game, except for one. I have been ducking Zelda 2 for 3 long years. Beating this will be my greatest challenge yet. Doubts have been starting to creep in, and frankly, I'm terrified. I need to prove to myself that I have what it takes. No matter what I tell myself, I am good enough. Link has made this journey countless times. I only need to beat it once. Maybe a Reddit review will calm my nerves? The music is fantastic. There are some good ideas. Okay, not bad. But as a whole,
I genuinely don't think that the game is that hard, honestly. It's also the first game I ever played.
I don't like its unforgiving difficulty, especially near the end. Can I back out now?
Near the end? No, the difficulty spike is at Death Mountain. The difficulty spike is in like the middle of the game.
Hey,
what are we even talking about?
Please wake up. Fine. Take your nap. I'm out of here. I'll just have to save Hyrule on my own. Leaving the castle, I spotted a suspicious lone block of forest that looked completely out of place. Turns out there was a
This is the remake.
I can't choose any of the other
This
ones.
is the remastered version.
Every stat has a different XP threshold. You can either take what you're given or skip it and save up for something else later. But if you die before you level up, you lose 75% of your XP. Health for me was the right call. The game came with a manual with a small map of the region showing a village to the east called Raru. Let's see what we can find out from the locals. Hello, my name is Anju. Familiar name. Can I kill her? Cowards. Talk with my father.
All the girls in Zelda 2 are like.
We also learned Protect from a local wise man. This
is the remake. This is the remastered version.
Incoming damage. Magic 48, Protect 32. What does that mean? Oh geez, this is gonna be a long game. If you're starting to notice this game looks a little different than the original, that's because it's a fan-made PC remake. Some things are easier, some things are more convenient, and a few things are harder. One of those things that's easier is right here, the fast travel. It seems like everybody here wants me to go to Parappa Palace in the northeast. Let's head there now. Oh, we got the tough one. While I was passing through a cave on my way to the desert, I almost
Dude, I love it when people play Zelda 2.
I'm gonna die.
This is so funny to me.
How do I get over there? It's crazy that we're barely 15 minutes in and we're already at a palace. Bro, I'm so cracked at this game. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be
Zelda 2 is
let's
my
just
favorite
say
Zelda,
I had
by the way.
way too much confidence going into this. I'm so good. I'm so good. You should keep saying that in about 5 seconds. He has a shield. Can I go under it? Excuse me? No! Look, I think I'll lose now. I killed him! How did I die 3 times from the first enemy? Whoa, what the f is that? Oh, what the? Oh my god, no, really? I can't lie. I actually don't hate it though. So far, I will, I'm sure. I wish I knew exactly where the f they were going. That seems like a scam.
5-point bag.
He's hurling grenades. Oh my gosh. You can't even see him. Dark, 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 dark. Dude, how many freaking hits? Infinite if you don't hit him. This is gonna be a long fucking game, my guy. I don't even have a key. Where's this key? Bro. There's another key. Wait, that's a quarter of your health every hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice.
Got him. Finally, there shall be light. I literally think this is like where to go. We killed him. Oh shit. He's behind that though. Wait, what?
This is 43 minutes.
Farthest
It's
we've
actually
gotten?
okay
What
though.
the f is that? Is that the boss? I'm
Yeah.
gonna get a hit. This seems impossible.
Horsehead man. Or
I'm done.
whatever,
I'm
I
dead.
don't know.
Cool. Am I using shield? Wait, what? I didn't know that the whole time. How much you want to bet the next time I fight the boss I don't use
It's
protect?
the Horsehead man.
I actually might need to change controllers. It's only partly copium. I found out the hard way that on my SNES controller, my D-pad sticks. Guess we're switching to old reliable. We're going in with 3 lives. I actually might get this. Yeah. Yeah, this game is not that fun. I feel like I'm taking forever. I'm trying to just experience it naturally. It's just painful. I'm probably worse than average, obviously. Something you're gonna notice throughout this video is when the going gets tough, I get in my own way. I have really bad performance anxiety. When I feel like I'm wasting people's time, I start to get really frustrated. I start to genuinely hate myself for it. Deep down, I want everybody watching to think I'm capable. And whenever I don't deliver the way I think I should, my brain tells me everyone in chat thinks I'm a joke. I understand it's not rational. I'm telling you anyway because it comes up a lot. I work through it every single time because I love this. Now go watch me die a few more times. Oh, it activated. No, I'm dead. I'm dead. Damn.
This guy actually is okay.
Please, Alinke, do it for me. We ain't getting shit. Yep. No, you. Suck my ball sack.
I like that he has Zelda on his wall, at least.
Let's go! The first dungeon's down. Now let's head out west to Rudo. Yep. Someone in town mentioned a cave to the south worth checking out. I don't know if this is the cave I need to go.
Zelda 2 actually cemented a bunch of like lore in the game.
Go to? Worth at least adventuring to Oh, hell no, what's that? You saw nothing. We never left Rudo. In town, we met a charming woman I named Gloria. She's got a cool cliff next to her house that I just want to
I
climb.
would Gloria.
What's good, Pops? I
would
am
Gloria.
Error. And then another lady down the street told me a Goriah stole the town's trophy and has stashed it in a cave to the north. Milady, your wish is my command. This looks like the place. Zubat, get out of here. I eventually got past that pesky Zubat.
Fucking Zubat.
Sadistic.
Fucking Zubat.
This is definitely a game of all time. Grabbed the trophy and brought it back after dying in the water. I gave her the trophy, if you know what I mean, and the magic happened. I got a jump. And a
Fucking
harpies in the
Zubat.
same room. Let's go back to Gloria's house and give that cliff another visit. It looks like there's a broken bridge. And fish! How lovely. Now this is
Yeah, he's
clearly
playing the
way forward.
remastered
Let's spin our
version,
wheels for another 30
100%.
minutes. Now this isn't necessarily progressing forward, but I do remember a heart piece back at the first palace. No! No! Why?
They ask you how
So
you're
bad
doing.
at video games.
When you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because
You're not
We
really
made it
fine.
completely unscathed. I left day one a little shaken up, but what doesn't
You're
kill
not
you
really
makes you
fine.
stronger, right? I wasn't expecting it to be quite so difficult. But there is a day two. That's something, huh? I tried so hard to hype myself up. I had the pre-stream jitters going. I needed to calm my nerves, and lucky for me, I know exactly how to do it. Loved it. One of my all-time favorites and a challenge. Hell yeah, Fried Rice 59. Ain't nothing stopping me now. Day 2 started with a totally new cave I've never seen before. We got through that no problem. For some reason, I started looking for a town and then got a little sidetracked. That, my friend, is the second palace. Shoot, it is. I guess we get on. Am I allowed to do this one yet? I was a little hesitant to start this dungeon, but also a little too lazy to leave it at the same time. What's the worst that could happen? They're way more dynamic now. Oh shoot, I can't even go over here. Dead? Yeah, I'm dead. Okay. Oh, they're way stronger. What the fuck? How do you get rid of these horse heads, though? Meet Mr. Horsehead, my favorite enemy.
I guess they're not that hard to avoid.
Bruh. Bruh.
Oh, so easy to avoid. We don't like the slime. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
I never saw what was down here. Oh, shit, that kid. Oh, I had figured that was going to eventually fire at you at some point. Now there's platforms. Even if we die here, we still get a key. Bro, the way that they made those platforms just to f with you, I can't even make through that. How did I make it through that? I'm just built different. People willingly paid money for this. That's crazy to me. I have to understand.
I'm here for the journey.
It's the fact that he
For
hits
sure.
both ways.
What do you mean by that?
Are you fucking with me? Bruh. These
The
slimes like bad
second-
drivers. Use your damn turn signal next time. Why? I'm trying to like learn how to fight them. Oh. What was that? Those things dropping fireballs? This game makes you feel like the worst gamer ever. No, no.
This is my first
What?
game
He has
I've
half
ever
my health
played.
and damage?
Ever.
You can hit me, but I can't hit you. That's so f***ed up.
You got the hand. You got the hand. You call it the
Thank
hand.
you. I think I die here though.
I don't know that
Bro,
we
just
call
slow
it the
down.
hand.
This game being overstimulating is like
I
a
call it the
freaking
hand.
understatement.
I don't know.
literally don't even know if I go down or forward. Okay, so we do need to go this way.
Very
Oh
good,
my God, you
Katie.
can barely move. I can't even see it.
I call it the
This is
hand.
so much pain.
Okay.
I literally can't even make it past these guys. This is the boss area. What? I don't even know how to fight this boss. Shit, I didn't even think about that. I might have to redo this all over again. Who's gonna break it to him? I don't want to be the one to do it. What? I don't know if I have the skill to beat this game. Cut the heads? Oh, he just does so much I wish there was a save state in this so I could, like, actually try and get this down.
Listen here, boy. You're gonna have to do things the old
Was he smoking his
If I
pen?
don't kill him here, I gotta redo this whole thing, and I don't even want to do that. That's frustrating. Now I'm just all in my head. Man, that sucks. This game was so genuinely taxing that I could barely think of what to say for about 15 minutes. I'm trying to calm down and stop being so anxious. No! He was one hit! Come on! I needed a minute. I felt like I had to turn my camera off because I didn't want anybody to see how hard this moment was hitting me. I think I'm done after this dungeon. I'm like spent emotionally. Then I turned on my camera for the boss, just in case I got it. I totally butchered this whole interaction. I'm dead. No, no, no! It knows exactly when you're getting ready to give up. I don't know if I'm gonna play this on Friday. This has totally destroyed my confidence. I don't know if I even want to make the video about this. Good night. After stream, things did not get much better. I told my wife I had to quit the game, but she told me she didn't marry no quitter. Figure it out. There's always a better way. And then I went to bed. Before day 3, I took about an hour before stream to listen to Goku yelling straight into my ears and also kill a bunch of floating skulls to level up. I also stumbled across a Link trophy that grants you an extra life. There was just one thing missing to ease my mind. I had it as a kid, never made it past the first dungeon. Pitiful. Even someone as weak as I got past that. I could smell something funky brewing. Time for an early win. It's showtime and I got one job. Stay calm and decapitate that knight. Focus in. Wait, we beat it first try? Just a little bit of grinding went a long way. That felt good.
It does, for
Told
sure.
you so. Maybe there's something in the town that I can get. So we headed to Saria to find the way forward. Only townfolk may cross
This
the
is
river.
probably the best video of
Move, master.
a Zelda 2 playthrough that I've
Lost my
seen.
mirror in the cemetery. A talking slime pointed us to the forest north of Saria. This feels like it has to be it. There was a cabin in the woods. Haha. Very funny. Where we met a dude's dude inside named Bagoo.
Bagoo.
He gave us a note for the riverman. I am now a certified Saurian. So a slime led me to that. A freaking slime. This is like a paint-by-numbers storybook. We crossed the river, found a graveyard with a mirror inside, then brought it back to our fair maiden. She led.
Dude, this is like... Is Zelda 2 not the most fantasy of fantasy games
us to
ever?
this stone called Fox, who gave us heal. We got heal. Oh shit, that's fire. No, it's heal. Just past the graveyard was Dead Mountain. I would love to tell you it was smooth sailing from here, but maybe this is the way. Oh, my brain is hurting. Yep, I got completely lost.
Wait, what is that? What is this music
For
playing? Hold on.
30 minutes? Bro, they run right up to the wall. There has to be an easier way to take care of them. Yeah, get good. Eventually finding a hole at the bottom that looked ripe for spelunking. Oh my gosh, this has to be the way. I fought tooth and nail through the tunnel until unearthing the hammer. Bro, this game is so sweaty. My hands are absolutely dripping wet. I found a link
I'm okay
statue
with
in a
that.
rock circle, but I had absolutely no idea what to do with it. I don't know what I have to do there. We'll come back to that later. Traveling up the coast, we stumbled upon a cave with a bridge on the other side. It led me to this spooky area with a ton of graves. This one is separated. This is King's Tomb.
Very
No
big
parking
cemetery.
here. Up a little further was the little town of Mido. Someone in town suggested we pay Error a visit. South of King's Tomb in Mido is a tunnel. Let's check that lead out. It sounds promising. Sure, I'll go this way, actually. Maybe not. Back in Mido, one of my viewers suggested jumping on one of the buildings. Hello, powerful knight. When you jump, press downward to stop. Let's go! My child is sick. We need an IO flower. I just don't even know where to go. Like, there's so little direction. Brain broken. Brain breaky. I'm completely lost. Where is Grandma's flower? I know who to call. The Almighty Juice!
What you want to do is you want to leave the town, go up into the swamp, and I think there's a cave blocked by a rock.
Oh, there is.
That's where you gotta go. And then from there, you'll get something that will open the world further, and you'll be able to get some of the stuff that you are trying to do. This is my debut in the Lord Wolfgang video. All right, bye everyone.
Thanks, Juice. We got a flower. Okay, now we need to go back. Grandma was so pleased we brought back her flower.
That is not in
This
the
magic word
original game.
will give you a power. A chicken? Oh dear, it happened again. Oh my god!
That is not in the
that's
original
it.
game.
Let's head back to the tunnel below King's Tomb. Now we need to turn into a cockadoodle-doo.
I believe I can fly.
Let's get it! We made it. We did it. Woo! Oh no.
I used to call this the Ruby Palace.
Oh, armored skeleton. I was having so much fun here trapping the enemies. 2 hits? My boy's
What is his
growing
chat?
up.
His
maybe
chat
this
is
way?
more active than my chat.
Oh, I like it.
Why isn't my
Really?
chat more active?
That's ridiculous. They respawn immediately? We all know that's a lie. Oh my god, that's crazy, dude. That's so not necessary. I don't believe this is real.
That motherfucker back there is not real!
Dude, how are you facing to the ground? Wait, I didn't even beat the rest of the dungeon yet. Okay. Technically, we beat the dungeon, but we need to go find the raft. There we go. Now we got the raft. I think I'm getting better. I think the game is also, like, evening out. Time to go test out our shiny new raft. New place unlocked. Please save our town.
He's starting high roll.
Smell you later. I saw a cave up north. Is that another town I see? Mountain town of Darunia. Okay, so we can open that area up now. A powerful knight lives in this town. Yet another warp pipe on a roof.
So
when you
yeah.
jump, press up to stab.
He's got the
Let's
up.
go.
He's got the up stab.
Hammer can clear a forest. Do I have to clear the whole forest? There has to be a specific one that you have to break. I spent more time than I'm willing to admit on this. Hey, look, it's a bridge. Maybe that's something.
What the fuck? The chicken. Dude, I've played this. I don't remember the chicken. I do not remember
I think
the
I'm gonna
chicken.
be done for tonight, though. After disastrous day 2, I never expected us to have such great progress. Unfortunately, we had to leave off on a bit of a sour note, but things are looking up in comparison. Time for my favorite part. Best game in the series. Imagine a Zelda with actual difficulty. Remind me to not invite, okay, just the tip to my birthday party. Bro is certified insane. Day 4. My inner demon's already won. I came into this stream already in a bad mood. First started
Let's
I had
go
a
again
14-hour
then.
workday. Then I came home to my water heater broken, and the moment I started stream, my headphones and controller stopped
God damn it,
wanting to
Flora
pair.
is so
Still,
fucking
I
hot.
tried to put my best foot forward and see what I could do. There's an old well backside of town. Okay. Pleading for an early win? This seemed doable. Oh, there is a way up. Platforming is not my forte, so whenever I get it, I'm hyped. This is the way. Oh my gosh, we made it. I thought I made a huge mistake by falling. Turns out it was a happy accident. This was the way the whole time. Oh, what is this? Okay.
I do not remember this. This
All
is
we had to do is
new.
kill a couple of fire wizards to turn the water back on.
Thing.
We did it! And for our
That's a
valiant efforts, we
brand
were
new
gifted
thing.
the
That
power
was
of
not in
fire.
the game that I
think
played.
that's a big one.
That's what she said.
On an early roll, I had remembered a
That is
path
a
I
big
wanted
one,
to explore
yeah.
just west of the cave in Tintari Desert. There is a dock here. Okay, I guess we go up. Who are
Dude, this
you?
is not like the most
Isn't the
epic
weather
adventure of
beautiful
all
today?
time.
No. Can I burn his house down? That guy. Well, that was a nothing burger. Oh, so that's what's at the top of Rudo Mountain. Everyone knows what to do now. There were a few things I needed to reference a video for. This was one of them. I don't get how this guy did all this stuff. Turns out you need momentum to jump higher. Bro just does it nonchalant. I totally didn't cut out any of my fails. Oh, something must be wrong with this computer. It almost looked like I fell. We totally easily made it the rest of the way up the mountain unscathed. We got it!
Dude, is this not the most like epic adventure ever though?
You are a hero
Seriously?
for saving my friend. In this building, I believe there's something we can catch on fire. This led us to yet another area with super simple, barely an inconvenience platforming. I obviously got first try.
Nice
That
friend,
is
George, shout out.
crazy. And for my reward, please
Love
be a
it.
subscribe. Please be a subscribe. What is this?
Chicken leg.
Huh? A chicken
Something.
drumstick. What on earth could that be? Oh, that's overpowered! Rescue the kidnapped child on the island. To go forward with our journey, I know I have to go past this broken bridge, but it's impossible. It's very confusing.
One eternity later.
Brain blast! What if I downward thrust and jump at the same time? Great idea! That was a 100% authentic thought!
Let's go.
You're kidding me, dude.
You just gotta get
tallied up all
good.
the time I spent on fish bridges, and it took over 2 hours to find that out. How do I hit this guy? Mwahaha! This is the baby we were looking for. I couldn't be more useless if I actually tried to be. Rip. I could have made it the whole time. I'd be mad too if it took me that long to figure out. Okay. There was obviously no way forward. Let's go see what we get by returning the baby. Now you get the Oopie Goopie GJ. This magic will strengthen a shield. Reflect. Alright, it is time for me to be done.
You have
for
to
the
use
night.
reflect
We're
on
having
the,
one of worst
on the
days
ghost boss.
in a very long time. This was the highlight of my day. Day 5 has to be awful, right? Let's start the day off right. I am error. You know what? Me too. Victory is getting so close I can smell it. Never mind. That's just you. Go take a shower. Last time we visited this dungeon, we had no business being here. Now we do. Oh, that's crazy. That's how you kill him. Very nice. Oh, you fucker. What do we find? Those, my friend, are the water boots. Mr. Beast up in here. Why does that look like Mr.
Water
Beast's
boots?
logo? Just let me die. It's
It actually
not
does
my
look
fault that
like the
I'm
Mr.
bad at
Beast
this game.
logo.
Yeah,
That's
she's
funny.
just always distracting me. No, don't hit me in there. Me no good. Mr. Beast chasing me is terrifying. Oh my god. Shit. Sometimes it's insane how quickly these dungeons go by. I didn't really understand it at the moment, but now I think I do understand it. What a scallywag. Bro, the floor is the worst part, easily. Do we win? Let's go! Hell to the yeah. Let's fucking go! Living on a dream! That dungeon was like a
He's nearly there.
Now that we have the water boots, I bet we can get to that house right off the coast. The man inside pointed us to Anju, who then pointed us to Whale Island. And on Whale Island, the man had the Book of Medora. And that book allowed us to unlock King's Tomb. Yo!
Dude, he is playing a
Messing
completely
around with my
different
water
game
boots,
than
looking for the
I've
path
played.
Forward, I stumbled upon the Ocean Palace. Was I supposed to be able to do that? Do I have to be the chicken? Wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. No! No! Damn it. You thought it was funny to add fake walls? Absolutely diabolical. That room is fucking crazy. You think you're fucking cool, huh? What is this item? This is supposed to be like a wiener? Okay, that doesn't say it's a fake wall, but how do I know you're not a fake wall? How do I know this isn't a fake floor? Is there gonna be fake floors now, too? Foreshadowing. Oh my god! You're just spamming everything possible. It's like, let's just fully overwhelm you. So I'm assuming the next room is the boss room. Nope. Oh my god. That's a brutal room. Why am I sliding?
I don't remember this from...
There we go. Jeez. What the fuck is this?
They must have updated this
Oh
game
my God,
because
that's the
I
craziest
do not
thing
remember
ever. Right,
this.
boss. How the fuck do I hurt him? Second try. That's crazy. Yo, we're actually making like insane progress today. After the dungeon,
He is
we
making
already
a
know
lot
where
of
to go
progress.
next. Let's
To be
use our
fair,
pokey flute
to
to
be
get by
fair,
the
he is
Snorlax.
making a lot of
Just
progress.
throwing grenades at me? What is that about? I thought we could be friends. We found a dead town to the south. Nothing but ghosts and a grandma. The town is dead. Look east in woods. So this must be the forest I have to clear. Ooh, there we go. We found the village hidden in the leaves. Believe it! The wise man in town gave us his magic word. Pissing in my pants is the magic word. We got it! We got Enigma. It lets us see ghosts. I accidentally talked to him again, and he told us part of the Boulder Circle sequence. Somebody write that out. I think we're onto something with that. At the far end of town was a dead end, which was peculiar. So thinking it was fishy, I tried out our new spell. This led us to a building with a power bracelet inside. Back at the dead town, we tried our new ghost vision goggles. Further into town, we found another
Ghost
wise
vision
man who gave
goggles?
us another spell. Sweet deal. And now we know the 8th Boulder Order. We've got 6 more to track down. I think we might beat the game tonight, is what I might have said. I thought this was my moment. I was nearly through the Valley of Death when somebody noticed I never beat the 6th dungeon. How dare you? Chat helped me find it. It was hidden between 3 rocks. I almost straight up missed this? Wow, that's crazy. I dipped my toes in, but I had to call it a night soon after. I was so doubtful that I could even finish this game, and now it seems possible. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. We came out swinging today.
Nice. Did not beat the game.
But I am still extremely scared of what's to come. This is it. All that fear is manifesting in one last hurrah. Juice has been very encouraging. I don't think I would have made it this far without you. So, I asked him to write my final review. Zelda 2 is unlike any other Zelda game, and that doesn't necessarily make it a bad game. The combat has moments
Zelda
that
2
are
is
genuinely fun,
amazing.
and it had good ideas, but there was a lot left on the table. If the balance was adjusted, I believe this could be a great game, just not in its current state. Even if there's not much to drive the player forward, it can be a very intrinsically rewarding game if they're willing to accept the challenge ahead of them. Are you up for the adventure? I wasn't sure,
I am.
but now I'm ready. First thing on the chopping block, the Circle of Rocks. Every wise man in the game has been feeding us directions, but it took us until day 5 to realize it. Now, let's cash in. Inside was a red ring, which halves all incoming damage. Stack Protect on top, and we're only taking a quarter
what?
damage. We just became
Dude,
a
did
menace,
they add
hopefully.
so much
I now
more?
felt prepared
Like,
to tackle
why?
the 6th dungeon. Are you kidding me? I can't do this without being a cucko. Oh my gosh, you have to also have jump. That's crazy. Got it. Let's go. What the f? Where did you come from? We just started the dungeon.
Let him go. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Did I just beat the dungeon? Nope, he's just a mini boss. You had me thinking I won. I saw it. No! The hole is tight, bro. What can I say? What's in the hole in the wall? Watch, I'm gonna do that again and then still also not get it. Please, 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 please. Come on. How do you get that? We all know what I'm thinking. I just had an idea. What if I become a cucko? Let's go!
Barba. It's Barba time. Which is Volvagia time. But they didn't call it that because they changed it.
Got him twice. Got him. Let's go.
Same dragon from Ocarina of Time.
I missed like the whole dungeon. We searched the rest of the palace. We faced another mini boss and we found the cross, which lets us see ghosts without using Enigma. I really didn't want to trek through the Valley of Death again, but we made it through completely unscathed. F off, please. I consider this the hardest part of the game. Do you? I consider this probably the easiest. Bing, bang, boom, and we're at the palace. Whoa, that's so sick. This is such a surreal moment. I can't believe we actually made it here. Oh my gosh.
For him. Good for him.
This looks crazy. Oh no, what is that? The Great Palace is a lot of the same stuff we'd seen before, but the difficulty was dialed up to 11. How many hits do you take? New enemies. Oh my god, what the f are you? Fake floors. Up to here with your fake floors. That I totally never fell in. Fake walls too! That I easily found every time.
You go left, and then
weird, totally
right
fake
until you can't go
dying
right anymore.
animations. That's crazy.
That's how I
dead ends
know
around
how
every
to
corner. That's not what I was looking for.
dead
And
end it. You go left until you can't, and then you go right until you can't.
I backtracked all the way here. Cool. This is such a bra moment. You're hard camping the hole. That was a good one. This game is so diabolical. They made fake walls
near the end.
Elevator shafts. Bro, I called it. That's totally unfair. Who is going to think of that? And the only way to move forward is to find it. And I've yet to find a key. Down the hall was a skeleton key, which unlocks every door in the palace, but it was guarded by a extremely tanky version of the sea dungeon boss. I don't remember how to fight him. Every time I
Those
died,
illegal
I
fireworks, just go in and act.
And I died a lot. Holy crap, you've got health, bro. This is not looking good for me. When in doubt, cheese it. Oh wait, these are goldfish.
Jeez.
Yeah, you. Yeah, suck my. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Look at the flick of my tip. I had thought just because I had opened a lot of the visible rooms, I was nearly done. I think I'm like half done the dungeon. That was wishful thinking, bud. This place just went on and on and on and on. I would need to be an alcoholic to play this game and enjoy it. That is so up. Meet Falco, the newest member of Kicking My in University. So many loads of fun.
He's not wrong.
She called this game Link's Load of Fun. I knew it was game over for me the moment I saw him. Whoever made this hoverbat, count your days.
That's
I don't think I like birds
the
anymore.
Falco bird.
I think I'm gonna have an irrational fear of birds now. You must be asking yourself, the rest of this must have been smooth sailing, right? That was only partly true. Knew that was gonna happen. Oh, wow. It was nothing. I had opened every room, traveled every inch of the map. We need to go further into the dungeon. This is just 60 ways to go right around.
60 ways
and
of
somehow
gray.
kept walking right past the solution. I had passed that point a dozen times. I thought to break one block and then I moved on. This making Elden Ring look like a fucking Girl Scout game. How to sell the cookies. At this point, I am 5 hours deep in losing my mind. God, dude, this dungeon is so big and so long. Like, where am I going? Do I think I'll be able to beat it? Probably not. I got so upset, I genuinely thought about giving up. This is the hardest game I've ever actually played, for sure. It's like not even close. The person that made this game is a sicko. They need to be locked up. They should be cursed for 1,000 years. We had made it so far, and I was ready to throw it all away. Luckily, my chat wouldn't let me. One of them even slipped me a hint. Find it, and you're gonna be mad when you do. Bottom right. It was enough. It's at the bottom. And that's all I needed, is what I would say if this was a happy story. But it's not. I don't even know where I'm going. Once I got lost again, I got really quiet and stuck in my own head. It's under here.
There it goes.
Finally! We figured it out and we finished the dungeon. Yay, more puzzles! I can't beat myself up for not getting that. The dumbass solution for this area was falling into a hole surrounded by lava. Cool. It dropped us one room away from the boss chamber and I had 4 lives left. I can't even hit it. Call it 3 lives left. I had this sneaking suspicion on the opposite side was a tunnel leading back to the entrance that we saw earlier. Oh, yes. Lucky for me, I only died once before even thinking about trying to do this. Now the only questions left, can I beat
that's
this
good,
boss?
that's good, that's good, that's good.
I have no clue. Unless it's like reflecting the fireball back at it. That's not gonna do anything, right? No, it didn't. There's only one left. Thunder. By process of elimination, we figured it out. We'll cast these 2 first and then get Thunder ready. No! No!
It's a Thunderbird.
Oh, damn it! This is so easy.
I don't know how it's a bird, but
I totally ruined that. I cast it before he even came out.
very nice.
Yes! Now only Dark Link is left. You can't even hit him. Watch this.
Left.
Wow, you're afraid of a cock. I have no idea how to fight this guy. Moo. I have no idea. Okay, I can't go back anymore. Wait, whoa. Do I want to really cheap out though? I know how to kill him. I don't understand how it's not hitting him. My entire sword cut through him. He's barely touching me. I can't lie, I'm kind of on my side here. I think I connected with a few of these hits. Bro, I don't really want to win like that. There we go. I did it. I did the last hit. You gotta give me credit for that. I did the last hit. Yeah!
Hit it!
Oh, wow.
Yay!
We made it! That's crazy. That's so sick! I feel good. Kicked his ass. I am the real hero. Hey, we got Zelda 2. That's our girl. Ooh, second quest. What is second quest? If this video gets 100 likes in the first month, I will find out what that second quest is all about.
I don't know what that's about. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. How come police had one job?
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of Internet. This guy couldn't figure out why this police officer completely ignored this reckless driver.
It didn't.
So I've been going around Shanghai Natural History Museum and I'm looking at everything and everything is like, it looks pretty damn realistic. And I was like, oh, we get onto like the lions. I love this kind of thing. Lions, tigers, one of my favorite animals.
This dog's instincts came in handy. This fish somehow managed to steal this dog's ball.
Do you see it? Right here, look,
I see it.
It's in its mouth.
No, not the dog's ball.
So we just installed this screen door and I painted Black-Eyed Susan on it because we're in Maryland, and Maryland, especially Baltimore, is known for painted screens. Something they used to do when in row houses so that people couldn't see in, but you could see out, because look at this. From the outside, but from the inside, love that sound. Nothing. Can you see that? There is nothing on the screen.
Shit on your foot. Oh, really? You don't? She shouldn't have told me that. You took a your own foot.
That's cute.
We need mid-climb.
One of the traditions of this festival in Portugal is to buy little hammers which you use to gently tap people on the head.
Problem?
These guys were out paragliding when they encountered this huge pod of dolphins.
Oh, money!
This is one of the strangest frogs I've ever seen.
This is Peepa Peepa, otherwise known as the Suriname toad. And I mean, this thing is just a pancake. Just look at that.
Let's see if you can spot it before this guy does. This guy bought a load of passion fruit from the supermarket, but almost all of them were empty.
Holy shit, what the fuck? Why? Oh, there's a little bit.
This is my favorite clip from this episode. An Argentinian soccer fan lost their wallet at the game, so this group of fans started chanting their name so that they could reclaim it. They bumped into the mime final boss. This guy uses a special camera lens to produce this incredible effect that makes things look miniature.
I enjoy that. I enjoy this. The cool effect.
When they're like, they do the videos, it's like 3, 2, 1. Давай.
One of my subscribers sent me this video of a dog telling their owner to hurry up.
Dog gives no fucks. At all.
She pretended to fall asleep to see how her pet lizard would react.
Don't worry, Princess. I got it.
Pretty good.
So this
Dude,
is
people
both
are
really wholesome
stupid.
and a little scary.
People are
These wild bear
fucking
cubs
stupid.
wandered up to this family, and thankfully the door was closed.
Do not open the door. They will kill you.
Everyone's always like, wow, a pet crow, that must be cool. It's not really a pet because that's illegal. It's just a crow that won't leave us alone. Anyway, the car,
It's
oh,
not
that's
a
annoying.
pet.
Turn around, oh, f are my keys, thinking that are locked in the car. No, not locked in the car, but this has f***ed off with him. Hey, I want him back.
This running club spotted a
It's
police
not a
officer
pet,
with a
it's
speed
just
radar
an
gun and wanted to see
interaction.
how fast they were.
What did we get?
26.
26.
26.
The find at Goodwill today is the Rival grilled cheese machine. Comes with the grilled cheese.
I don't think this cat appreciated her comment.
Grilled cheese is my favorite food ever.
You're just a little junk. You just got to. Hey! You just got some junk in the trunk, baby.
This guy got a medal or a trophy. Okay, but I look at this, right? It looks exactly like him.
She's found a new way to use a massage gun.
Somehow I would use that, but okay. Fair enough.
Fashion designers have gone too far.
I've been in a lot of houses. This has made it to the list of things I need in my next house. I mean, you come up, the entire room is dedicated to the toilet.
These Brazil soccer fans need to work
I'm
on the
okay with that.
celebrations.
I'm okay with that. They broke the
These
TV.
goats won't stop following me. I picked them up way back there. I'm trying to get away from them.
Seems like every time I try and run away, you see, I'm running. I think I'm just too goated. I'm part of the pack.
These people were taking too long to climb down the hill, so this local had to show them how it's done.
Do your thing, bro.
Orange cat vibes.
Oh, it's pretty cool, eh?
I think someone stole their nuts.
Are you crying? Oh no! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Did they steal your nuts?
I'm with the squirrel on this one.
Go inside, yes? Come on.
I'm with the squirrel on this one.
Did you want this? You love this.
This cat wasn't a big fan of the cat sitter. This wedding was 66 million years in the making.
Wow. Oh my god. According to the calculations, the pot of gold that everyone's talking about should be right there.
I guess his lambs got some serious allergies.
And then I told her, she's not my fish.
This big guy is known as Neil the Seal, and unfortunately he doesn't know his own strength.
I know of Neil. I'm aware of Neil. He's a menace to society.
I found this video of a super cool homemade hologram.
This is yours. It's a transmission hologram. Somebody else 6, 7, or 8. It's rather like 4. Yeah, but it is tall. I think I can get in there still. Okay. I can put the seats down.
Шишки, я сейчас сорву шишку!
This guy managed to turn his Wii remote into a light switch.
Remove of LeBlay Volage warranty. That's okay, English is hard.
The most exciting thing about this Airbnb, look at this. Good morning.
Am I going crazy? Is that $0 for gas? I'm gonna fill up the world!
I'm trying to see this like pink moon that's meant to be rising, and I like looked over and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so stunning. And then I realized it's the reflection of the TV.
What kind of bet did he lose to make him do this?
Ready? You recording?
I don't think he fully understood the rules of the game.
You ready, Z?
Yeah.
Slow your down.
What you doing, G? You missed it.
Oh.
What you doing, G? You missed it.
Finna shoot this backwards, yo. If I make this, am I wildin'? Let me know.
Look how bad the mirror is in this car. I don't know what I'd do without this feature. Look how bad that is. I can see this guy clear as day. Wait, is that Darth Vader?
Never move.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Guess who's excited for the World Cup?
おはようございます。かっこいい。かっこいいじゃん、いたちゃん。
今日このまで行くの？
Here she goes. Yes.
We hate that. We hate that.
I feel like I feel great.
They're gonna run into each other. Yep.
Hey, is it okay if I turn
That
on
girl
that light?
missed it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and just to remind you all, I just
They were
launched
fun.
memberships on my
This
channel
was
where I
fun.
feature videos that I can't usually feature due to YouTube's guidelines. You can click the video on the screen now, or
Okay.
The bird may actually have some good news. Sony's getting sued. Again.
I just wanted some
Really?
sauce on those zingers.
Really interesting, if true.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. A couple quick shameless plugs. First and foremost, make sure you subscribe to Review Tech USA. I upload content on a daily basis, and I stream here still on a fairly regular basis as well. Starting this week, I'll be doing members-only streams where I play through Bloodborne, which you'll see me suffer, so that should be entertaining for you. So become a member today. I'll have a link to that below in the description. Also, check me out on Kick and Twitch, and check out my Not Dead ASMR channel. I don't care when the last time it was that I uploaded. So just check them all out. Links below in the description, top pin comment. Now let's get on to the video. I don't know why I moved my hand that much. All right, so I know if you are following me and don't live under a rock in the tech sphere, I should say, you know what's going on with Sony. Beginning in 2028, Sony will no longer be producing physical media for their consoles. That's it. It's over. It's a wrap. You will only be buying digital products through their store. And they'll have no competition.
God damn,
for
that
Well,
burger was so
they think
fucking
they'll have no
good.
competition for that. So you just have to pay the prices for games they want you to. That's it. If you think you can get something cheaper from a store, those days are done. You are completely controlled by Sony, and you are stuck in their ecosystem, and they can charge you whatever the hell they want to. Well, of course, the EU, once again, may be stepping in to save the entire planet, because God forbid the states ever step in. Even before the Trump administration, we were sure timid to go after any of the big corporations. But nonetheless, this comes from Dark Horizons. Sony is reportedly battling a UK lawsuit said to be worth almost $2.7 billion. Let's go. One alleging the PlayStation maker's monopoly position has inflated prices for digital games reports. This comes from Reuters.
My cheese is
Yeah,
so
no
good
kidding.
too.
Who's Sony's competition to make their games be cheaper on their store? None. You have to pay what they want you to pay. And if you don't like it, too bad. And now in 2028, it's really too bad, because you won't be able to go to a Best Buy and buy that game, or a GameStop and buy that game, or even Amazon. You won't be able to do it. You're going to have to go through Sony's store. The Japanese conglomerate has been accused of allegedly abusing its dominant position by requiring digital games and console add-ons be bought and sold only via its PlayStation store. Sony's lawyers argue it has invested years and billions into its integrated gaming platform, while rivals like Nintendo and Microsoft use similar models, which, yeah, Nintendo does. Yeah, Nintendo does, but that doesn't mean it's okay from them either. Not that Microsoft is that much better. I mean, they're not bringing physical games to their next-gen system either, but at least you could buy the games on Steam through the Microsoft Store, even though that's Microsoft Store. But you could, like, get game keys for the PC version of that game in other places, just because you could buy the games through Steam. Like I just had to check to make sure I didn't sound like an idiot. Yeah, I could go to Steam right now and pre-order Gears of War E-Day. So Microsoft, out of all,
what we need to do is we need to make all the video game characters.
All three is kind of the most open-ended when it comes to their ecosystem and where you could buy their games. Anyway, continuing with what Sony's lawyers had to say, in addition, they say the margin Sony earns on sales of games and additional content is not excessive, and the lawsuit ignores the company's cost and the value of its brand. First off, I don't believe you. As a person who buys most of my games digitally, I know for a fact that if there's a game on PSN and there's a game on Amazon, I've seen it before where the game's significantly cheaper when you buy the physical copy from Amazon, or if you could get a used copy, it's significantly cheaper. And Sony especially, and Nintendo, they could just set their own prices because there's no competition for them. You either buy the games through their store or you can piss off. Now, yes, is Steam essentially a monopoly on PC for where people buy their games? Yes, but there is still competition where you could get the same games. You may not like the Epic Game Store, but games also launch on their day one. So it may not be stiff competition, but at least Valve has competition to Steam, whereas Sony has no competition as to where you could get their games on another platform for cheaper. Imagine if there was like an Epic Game Store for Sony's PSN, like they had that as a competitor and they were offering a PlayStation game once a month for free. Sony would absolutely lose their minds, but that would be the equivalent if there was something like that for the PlayStation Store, like the Epic Game Store was allowed on the PlayStation and you could download the game from there and it could be cheaper than what Sony's offering. So we know that Sony's pricing by our own personal experiences on their store can be excessive. And even if what Sony's lawyers are saying is true in the future, when all of that competition goes away because they're totally killing off physical media, if they're unchecked, who's going to stop them from setting what their profit margins are? If they just remain unchecked and you can only buy games on their console, who's going to regulate them to see if they're pricing those games fairly? Who's going to get in the way? Anyway, continuing here, the case was brought at London's Competition Appeal Tribunal on behalf of around 12 million people in the United Kingdom. It's not the only case Sony is facing, with another one underway in the Netherlands. And I remember seeing this back in the day, and here is that lawsuit. Dutch consumers are suing Sony over the argument that Sony controls about 80% of the console market in the Netherlands and abuses its dominant market position. Ultimately, the Dutch consumer group Stichting Maatschappij en Consument, I tried a billion times to say that properly, representing 1.7 million Dutch PlayStation users, make the same claim that the regulators are making against dominant tech platforms like Apple and Google. Are you noticing a pattern here? Who wield market abusive and likely illegal powers over digital ecosystems. Because if there's not an ecosystem to compete with theirs, they could set the prices and no one has a choice but to pay those prices. I can't repeat that enough. Uniquely here, the case represents the consumers' fight for fairness following the February launch of the Fair PlayStation campaign that criticizes the Sony tax, where digital games are allegedly priced up 47% higher despite lower distribution costs, which is true. We know that they don't care about like if a game is being sold cheaper on Amazon because they could set the prices in their store to whatever they want to. They don't have a GOG or an Epic Game Store, like I said. And we know that if they don't have to manufacture discs for games for their consoles, it's cheaper to just plop the game on their store and you download it. They don't have to worry about getting the games on store shelves. They don't have to worry about, the transportation with trucks filled with their games to go places and all the other things it takes to manufacture a game. So now especially they're charging more for games and it's cheaper for them to get them into your homes because it's just done digitally. Back to the article, the lawsuits, if successful, could not only force Sony to compensate affected users, it would also open Sony to third-party game stores and prove a vital cornerstone in the developers' fight for market access against big corporations. And what does this mean for developers? Sony digital policies tightly restrict how developers can price, promote, and distribute their games. Now, I know what Sony and the other console makers will say. We have to make sure games meet a certain amount of quality. We have quality standards, and these games have to meet them. Really? How much shovelware do you find?
Can we watch a new game set? I don't know. This was posted one day ago.
Hello and welcome to Game Set. You ever play a game and wonder, what is this game doing on this console? And not in a good way. Well, that's what this episode is basically about. Games that should probably be on a far weaker platform. And let's start out with some
I miss Rob. But Joe, I like
from
Joe.
Sega on the Master System was incredible. The rules were a bit different than the arcade on which it's based, but it was still an outstanding game that made every single Nintendo player super jealous. You rescue kids, which is freaking awesome. You can jump up or down, and the screen dramatically scrolls up and down as you do. And you have the awesome first-person bonus stages. It even has a blinking line as your hands move back and forth. Hell yeah, blinking line! But a year later, Shinobi came to the NES from Tengen. And yes, it's Tengen, not Tengen, because there's no soft G in Japanese. And as everyone knows,
I don't like that he is mugging me.
Tengen had fallen
on
from
that.
Nintendo's graces by this point.
I call it Tengen. I don't care.
And Sega was
I
going to help
do
them
not
fight
care.
Nintendo by licensing some of their awesome games, like this one. And yeah. First of all, let's start with the title screen. I don't have a lot of confidence in this guy throwing his ninja stars straight. The gameplay has the same alterations from the arcade that the Master System game does. But man, the graphics are so washed out. And the physics, they're practically gone. Jumping doesn't feel anywhere near as good. Not only that, but you'll be attacked mid-jump before you land, which is against the rules in Shinobi. The NES doesn't care though. This version is also incapable of scrolling vertically. That means this red stage scrolls to the right, and even though you can jump between ledges, it's no longer a vertically oriented stage. I guess the NES just can't scroll vertically. I mean, what else am I gonna think? Not only that, but you'll land on an upper ledge if you touch it during a normal jump. Shinobi rules say that you need to press up and jump to switch between levels. Again, the NES doesn't care about that. The game has a few design flaws. For example, it's super easy to get stuck in here. You can't jump out or even super jump out. I spent way too long in here before I was somehow able to squeak through. Definitely make it a point not to go in there. The bonus stages are still here, but no blinking line. Lame. The music is the same, but now it's extremely boppy. That's right, it's Shinobi for the NES. If you ended up getting this on the NES back in the day, you'd be convinced that it was far weaker than the Master System. And yeah, in a lot of ways it is, but it's not this weak, even without mapper chips. Oh, but later Sega released the Cyber Shinobi on the Master System, or Shinobi Part 2. This came out everywhere except North America and Japan. Sega was on a quest to make the Master System look much weaker than the NES. Tengen Shinobi made the NES look pretty bad, but Sega was determined to make a more broken game. And I think Sega wins, because as you can see, this makes the Master System look like it has trouble even being powered on. It is so choppy. You are the only sprite in the game. Everything else, including the enemies and their projectiles, are part of a dynamically animated background layer. This makes the control extremely laggy. At its fastest, the game only moves at 12 frames per second, so that means the control has, at best, 200 milliseconds of lag.
200 milliseconds of lag.
You can feel the system chugging. Why they chose to do the game like this instead of with traditional sprites at 60 frames per second, I'll never know, but it did it no favors at all. The HUD takes up about a third of the entire screen. Why? This information doesn't need to be this big. Some levels have some decently drawn graphics, you know, if they're not scrolling. But the giant HUD just distracts from them. Don't you love how these big boulders look? They're super easy to dodge when they move like this. You can acquire power-ups in Ninja Magic, but aside from your overall power level, they're kinda useless. And naturally, there's also a timer. I'm surprised that the Master System had enough CPU left to actually run a timer. The game only has 6 rounds, and then it's over. And you'll be glad when it is. Feast your eyeballs on this glorious scene as you fall down a waterfall. It's like pressing a couple of buzzing Nintendo 64 rumble packs against your eyes. My poor Master System. Sega should have known better than to make the game this way, don't you think? Alright, next up is something that supposedly uses 32-bit power, followed by something for the Super Famicom. While 16-bit owners were enjoying finely tuned fighting games like Street Fighter II and Mortal Kombat 2, the next generation, super powerful 3DO got Shadow War of Succession from Tribeca Digital Studios. Like those fun games on the 16-bit platforms, this one is also a one-on-one fighting game. It also uses digitized characters, just like Mortal Kombat. But this is the 3DO, so it's gotta be way better, right? Well, as you've already ascertained using that highly calibrated crappy game detector that every viewer of GameSack has, this is definitely not better. It's not even on the same level. Hell, it's way worse in every category. I mean, just look how it plays. You can see with your very own eyes that the physics are way off, and the game moves too quickly for its own good. Good luck pulling off any special moves. You really only have time to button mash when it's running at this speed. If you find yourself having a difficult time getting anywhere in the game, turn the difficulty up. Yes, up. This actually somehow makes the game a little easier. Most of the characters couldn't be any more generic looking. Even the stages are extremely dull and empty. There's never a crowd watching the fight or any kind of animation in the background or life at all. The colors are all bland and dim, much like my personality. Every contact a fighter makes with the other results in a poorly drawn blood splat. Because, thanks to Mortal Kombat, these digitized fighting games really had to push the blood. It was definitely prioritized over the gameplay in so many Mortal Kombat ripoffs. I like how even throwing an opponent causes a blood splat before they're tossed. If all of this wasn't bad enough for you, listen to the audio. It's so incredibly distorted and repetitive. Yeah, you're gonna get tired of that after about 30 seconds. There's absolutely nothing redeemable about this game. It'll just make you sad. Hell, maybe even mad that you spent any amount of money on the 3DO. And if you paid the original $700 asking price like I did, you'll just be that much more pissed.
My name is Erica Storm. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this.
Here's Big Run on the Super Famicom from Jalico, only released in Japan. This rally racing game was a launch title for the system, and for this episode, I think a little bit of context will help. I know none of you are looking at this and thinking, hey, this looks fine, what's the issue? Even for a launch game, it does look kind of rough. But there's an even bigger issue with this one. And that is Mode 7. A lot of the other launch games use it, like F-Zero here, which, as you can see, is another racing game. It was the console's fancy new trick, and it looked out of this world at the time. I mean, if you have a racing game on the Super Famicom, you've gotta have Mode 7, why wouldn't you? Well, Big Run is made like any old racing game before it, with an animated road and choppy sprites that grow in coarse steps as they approach the screen. The reason that they did this is because it's a port from an arcade game which was made in much the same way. No fancy Mode 7 here at all. Back then, people didn't know about the intricacies of Mode 7. They just knew that the Super Famicom had smooth scaling and rotation. There is nothing like that in Big Run. Not only that, but the traditional animation isn't even done very well. Notice how choppy the scrolling is going left and right in the background. The objects on the side of and even in the road are even more choppy, often making them difficult to predict and avoid, especially with the other drivers on the road. Imagine importing the Super Famicom back in the day and the only game that you could get is Big Run here. Where is all the smooth scaling that everyone's been talking about? Where is anything smooth? Hell, this doesn't even look any better than Victory Run on the TurboGrafx, and that game was a couple of years older than Big Run. If this happened to you, you might think the Super Famicom was a big scam. Then you'd probably hold a lifelong grudge, eventually making a YouTube channel where you're a Sega fanboy out of pure spite. I'm kidding, but it's easy to be disappointed in this one, even during the launch window. I do want to say though that it does use the high resolution mode at 512 pixels wide for its environmental effects to give kind of a fake transparency. I suppose that they couldn't figure out how to use real transparency. The only bone they throw you are the pixelated mosaic transitions. That is all you have to ooh and ah over until you can get another game.
Damn.
Let's stick with the Super Nintendo for now. Believe it or not, this console actually isn't perfect like some people on the internet might have you believe. In fact, this next game makes Mode 7 look bad.
Super Nintendo is perfect.
Here's D-Force from Asmic, also on the Super NES. This vertical shooter has the opposite problem that Big Run does. It has too much Mode 7. In fact, the entire game only uses Mode 7. The developers were clearly more focused on attempting to utilize that rather than make a good game. And the problem there is that their use of Mode 7 is mostly bad. It plays like a vertical shooter, same kind of rules and stuff. You have red ships that constantly come up from the bottom of the screen. Destroy them and they give you a power-up. This game is absolutely relentless, so fortunately you don't lose any power-ups when you die. Hell, you barely get powered down much even if you continue. The enemies, along with their bullets, only move at 30 frames per second for some reason. At maximum. They move around fast and change directions on a dime. It's certainly not designed or programmed by experts. I mean, come on, it is Asmic. This all makes the game look extremely janky, and it is. There's also an egregious amount of slowdown. About halfway through the stage, you zoom closer to the ground to take out the enemies down here. The problem is that now the background is rather blocky, while the sprites all look normal. Not exactly a pleasing look. Get to the boss, defeat it, and you'll move on. In the next stage, you can freely zoom up and down at will by tapping either shoulder button. There are enemies on both planes, and you'll need to move to whatever plane they're on to defeat them. The gameplay in these stages is much better, but for whatever reason you can't use missiles and there are no power-ups. Every stage the game switches back and forth between these two slightly different playstyles, and it will never impress you. Even when this was released, I remember thinking how awful this game looked when I rented it, so it's certainly not something that people thought looked great back then. Not anyone with eyeballs anyway. Everything is made worse by the horrible music. Not only is the sound quality grating, but the tunes last maybe 24 seconds before they loop, over and over. These stages are not short, so if your ears have been bad and you need to punish them harshly, this game will do it. Imagine playing Musha on your friend's Genesis and then coming home and playing D-Force here. I don't think I need to say any more. This is Dark Asshole Castle on the Genesis from Electronic Arts. Back in their early days, EA would port a lot of their computer games to the Genesis, figuring that computer gamers and video gamers were even remotely in the same camp. They weren't. Not back then, not like today. Console gamers like things that would respond quickly to your input, look good, sound good, and most importantly, be fun. Dark Castle is none of these things. It probably works better on the Mac where it originated, but it does not work on a video game console. The controls are very slow and deliberate. You might feel as if there's something wrong with the controller, or maybe you forgot to fill up the console with gas and it's running out. The game stages try to mimic the classics like or even Donkey Kong. It can't even match those ancient games, and this is a 16-bit console. The graphics are extremely simple. The music never changes once it starts playing in the title screen, and the sound effects will make you want to punch your stupid Genesis. Imagine you're at a friend's house playing Castlevania on his crappy 8-bit Nintendo. You kind of like it, but come on, it's crap because it's 8-bit and you need to show your friend that you're way better than he is. So you save up the money to buy a 16-bit Sega Genesis.
That's right.
You
That's
also
right,
get
baby.
Dark Castle because it has to be a better game about castles than stupid Castlevania. And yeah, you'll probably drop kick that Genesis down the street right after you take a belt sander to your ears. Meanwhile, your friend laughs at you and your Genesis, which is clearly much weaker than his NES. I wonder why Electronic Arts thought that console gamers would enjoy this. Pretty sure they didn't enjoy Budokan the Martial Spirit either. This one's also by Electronic Arts for the Genesis. It's another computer game port that doesn't translate well to home consoles. You face off against various opponents in a tournament in different martial arts styles. It looks okay for an early game. Certainly not great, but it could be worse. The sound is quiet because back then computer games didn't believe in music during gameplay, so we don't get much here. Fortunately, the developers would quickly learn. But damn, the controls here are awful. And I'm not just saying that because I'm used to Street Fighter games. I thought the very same thing when I rented this back in 1990. They're convoluted and not responsive at all. Sometimes a button press will do absolutely nothing. So you could be showing this game on your fancy new Genesis to another friend who only has an Atari 2600, hoping to impress him. You already failed thinking Dark Castle would be better than Castlevania. Surely this guy with an Atari 2600 will think the Genesis is cool. Well, he won't be impressed. He says to you, yeah, my console may have a resolution of about 36 pixels and my controller only has one button, but at least my controller works. Then he laughs at you and tells all the other kids at school how lame you are. You never live it down. You grow up without any friends and eventually die alone.
That's what will happen to me.
Now, back to some 32-bit power, followed by whatever the PlayStation 2 is. 64-bit, 128-bit, 256-bit, 1024-bit, I don't know. I don't think that spec really mattered by the time the PS2 came around.
Oh.
This is WWF Raw on the Genesis from Acclaim and Sculptured Software. Now, usually I can't play wrestling games very well, and that includes this one, but that's not the point here. What I want you to do is kind of get a feel for how this one looks as I play it. Your opinion can be good, or it can be bad. It really doesn't matter. This is just what the Genesis version looks like. Okay, you got a feeling for it? Alright, now let's say that you spent $150 on the 32X and you want to experience the ultimate version of WWF Raw in full 32-bit glory. And yeah, this is what the 32X version looks like. It's definitely better, but not really much better. Hell, you'd be hard-pressed to notice the difference if they weren't side-by-side like this. It doesn't do very much to sell people on the abilities of the 32X now, does it? The 32X game is a little squished because it's forced to run in the 320-pixel wide mode as opposed to 256, so the resolution is a little bit higher. That's because the 32X has no 256-pixel mode. This game also came out on the Super NES, and honestly, it looks just as good, and it's not squished like the 32X game is. So, why do I say that the 32X game is squished instead of saying that the Genesis and Super NES versions are stretched? Well, because this particular game was designed with a lower resolution in mind, and that's just the proper aspect ratio of the pixels. The Super NES definitely has the best audio with what sounds like a real crowd. Though I guess this crowd is watching something else where they play with balls and stuff because you hear a lot of referee whistles. It's really sad that the 32X couldn't do much better with this game. I mean, technically it could, but it didn't, and that just makes the add-on look sad. The most impressive thing that this one does is a layer of transparency on the scrolling WWF logos, with another transparency for the menu on top of that. But then again, the Super NES does this as well. I'm surprised that Sega allowed this to happen, and having games barely improved over the Genesis version was a regular occurrence on the 32X. But they were probably just hungry for any third party to put games on this thing.
1, 2, 3.
This is Little Britain, the video game on the PlayStation 2 from Mastertronic Group. This was, thankfully, only released in
I don't
Europe.
like that.
It's based on a very popular, publicly funded comedy TV show over in, you guessed it, Britain. I've heard that it's no longer on any of the streaming sites over there as it's just too offensive. I'll show you the game though. Your expectations are already low. You're watching GameSack. And dear God, what am I playing here? You start out as a fat girl on roller skates. You need to collect as many of these squares as possible. They're actually CDs, I guess they're just properly packaged. The control is very tough to get used to here, as the physics of your momentum feels incredibly wrong. So does the jumping. The isometric perspective doesn't help either, and it can be difficult to line yourself up with the CDs. The top of the screen is cut off here since I'm playing a PAL game on an NTSC console. As a result, the frame rate improves, but yeah, there's some cropping. Believe it or not, this first stage here has the best graphics in the entire game, and they're well below average for the PlayStation 2. I can't understand a lot of the dialogue from this character though, thanks to the trashy accent. Can someone please leave me a comment and let me know what's being said here?
I've never even done nothing on nothing. I got totally moved that.
Get enough points and you unlock a video cutscene from the show, but it doesn't play properly running at 60 Hz. You also unlock the next stage, where you play as this wheelchair guy who has to do a bunch of dives. You need to make the biggest splash possible, but they didn't put any effort into the splash graphics or the water physics. I've seen PlayStation 1 games that handle water better than this, and it sounds like someone's splashing their hand around inside of a toilet bowl. The next stage is basically Pac-Man, except you play as a lady eating a bunch of food. When you grab this game's equivalent of a power pellet, you insult the enemy to death.
Oh man, I love the cake. You are fat. Who do you think you are, Fat Farted Slimmer of the Year?
Hilarious! The next stage is called Slut. Yeah. Here, you need to bash frogs. That's pretty slutty, I guess.
Why not?
The next stage is soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, and you need to make 3 goals. By the way, I'm fairly confident that this show had exactly 0 women in their cast.
Go! Emily Howard? I'm a lady, Emily Howard, yes.
In the next stage, you play columns for a bit as the person eats food. This has got to be the most dollar store implementation of a puzzle game that I've ever seen. Everything is too smooth, there's no rigidness or snapping. After this part ends, you vomit on the people for extra points. I like how they just stand there and take it. The last stage, you're riding a bicycle and collecting gay magazines in the street, all while running over other gays.
We don't want your sauce round here. No, you are not the gay. I am the gay.
Hey, don't get mad at me. I didn't make the game. If you look off in the distance here, you'll see that the
I
background
am
is a low
the
resolution
gay.
texture. That is just sad. There's also some slowdown in this stage, but I think that could be the result of me running a PAL game on my NTSC console. Man, imagine that your friend got a game for his console. Let's say Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast. Or really, almost any game on the Dreamcast. PlayStation 2 not looking so hot now, is it? At least you get some narration by one of the Doctor Who's.
Unlike some countries, Britain has 2 genders, ladies and men.
So all of you from Britain, do you have fond memories of this show or this game? Why?
You are fat.
Fat cow, fat cow, fat cow.
You are a big fat thing.
And there you go, a bunch of games that make their respective consoles look weak. And now, as with every episode of GameSack, I need to think of an idea for an end sketch that Pretends to be funny, but in reality,